Starting in 3, 2, 1.
We are rolling.
Welcome to the Internet Bible School Show, or you can call it for short, the IBS Show. I'm your host, Steven, and joining me from the other side of a social distance barrier is my co-host, Tyler.
Hello, YouTubers.
Technically, we're the YouTubers in this situation.
Really? Then what are they called?
If we're just speaking generally, they're just viewers.
That makes sense, but it's not very exciting.
Well, what would you like to call them instead?
We should give them a name for being our fans, like how Justin Bieber has Believers.
That's a really good idea. What should we call them?
I don't know. It's got to be something that communicates respect and dedication for our community.
Definitely, and it's got to be unique. It's got to fit well with the culture we're building here.
What about members?
Members?
Yeah, they could be members of the show's community.
I like the direction, but it doesn't feel complete. We need a little bit more.
What's a good word for delivering a message through something like the show?
How about broadcast?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Let's call them that.
Call them what?
Member broadcasters. It's perfect.
It's so close, but maybe we need to tweak it a little bit. What about broadcast members?
Brilliant. Why didn't I think of that?
It's settled. Now, as fans of our show, you guys are called broadcast members.
It's awesome, but it's kind of a mouthful. Maybe we should just shorten it to the first letter of each word.
I'm fine with that. Our fans are so good, I just know they're gonna love it.
There it is then. It's official. Our fans will forever now be known as good broadcast members. I mean, good BMs.
We are so blessed here at the IBS Show to have these good BMs.
I can't believe we came up with that so quickly. Our minds must be adjusting to the fast-paced lifestyle of professional YouTubers.
That's right, Tyler, and speaking of adjusting our minds, this week is brought to you by the word wisdom.
Did you say wishbone?
No, not the Y-shaped bone that is notoriously found in the chest of birds and dinosaurs. This week is brought to you by wisdom.
I love dinosaurs.
Oh yeah?
Yeah!
Wow, you're really excited about them. I don't really have anything to follow up with that. I'm just not much of a dinosaur kind of guy.
That's really unfortunate. They're really such amazing creatures. Whoever was in charge of teaching you about dinosaurs when you were younger really must have led you astray.
That's right, Tyler, which is exactly why we're going to kick off our weekly adventure segment with a girl who decided to go looking for a little inspiration, but let common sense take a week-long vacation. Roll that feature.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for something fun to do because I'm bored.
I thought only boring people get bored.
That's my catchphrase. Don't use my catchphrase.
You're digging through my boxes.
Oh my gosh. What is this?
That's my grandma's old magic 8-ball.
What does it do?
You just shake it and it tells you what to do. It's stupid. It's old.
No, this is cool. Does this actually work?
No.
Let's just see what it says. It's time to take rollerblading to the next level. Yeah, it is. This gives me an idea. The other day I was riding my bike and I rode by this skate park pretty close to our house.
So?
So, Magic 8-Ball told me to take rollerblading to the next level, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go rollerblade at the skate park.
Do you even rollerblade?
I mean, casually, but, you know, I want to take it to the next level.
Rollerblading down the sidewalk and going down a vert ramp are two completely different things. One is for Mr. Rogers and one's for Tony Hawk.
I think I can do this. I don't care if you don't believe in me or whatever. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do it. So, let's go.
I think this is a bad idea. Your feet look like they stink.
I guess we're gonna have to take this to the streets. It's a rough area. You have to have a good type of ground. I don't fake anything on this channel. I'm authentic. I should have some stairs or something. Oh no, I'm going too fast. I'm gonna crash. Ah! This isn't a road! Where is he haters, bro. My knee a lot.
Ugh, this sucks. I look so stupid right now. I can barely move.
What did you think was gonna happen when you listened to a magic 8-ball?
It wasn't the 8-ball. I got ahead of myself. I got lost in the excitement of things. It happens to people all the time.
Lost in the excitement? You can't even move your legs right now.
Shut up. You don't need to rub it in.
Are you joking?
Chop, chop.
See, it's supposed to be a joke.
No, this is perfect. I've been wanting to cut this off for so long, but because I'm stuck in quarantine, I haven't been able to do it. And I've been debating like whether or not I should. So this is perfect.
No, it's not, and you're not going to do that.
Yes, I am, because I don't even need my legs to do it, and I trust myself. I can do it. I've watched like 50 YouTubers cut their hair on their own, so this should be easy.
You're using kitchen scissors.
I'm not going out and spending $20 on a new pair of cosmetic scissors. That's just the same cost as getting a haircut.
This is such a bad idea. No. Ah! No. Oh.
I'll fix it. It didn't turn out exactly like I thought it would, but that's okay. At least I tried something new. Now I look even more like an idiot. After all this quarantine is over, everyone's gonna come out and I'm just gonna look so stupid.
I don't know what to tell you at this point. I told you not to listen to that 8-ball thing.
I mean, you can't blame the 8-ball. I just took it too far each time, I think. I think I had good advice.
Really? That's your takeaway from all of this?
What do you mean?
Your conclusion from all of this is that the 8-ball is consistently giving you good ideas and they just aren't working out because you're slightly misinterpreting them?
Emily, look, I get that you're paranoid, but you gotta lighten up. I'm allowed to make a mistake every once in a while.
No, I'm throwing away that evil 8-ball right now. The 8-ball is the mistake.
No!
What?
Oh, finally!
What? What does it say?
Pursue that office romance.
See, I told you, it was a stupid gift from my grandma that I should have thrown away.
No, I'm so glad you didn't throw this away. Me and this 8-ball, we've been through it together. We've been through the ups and downs of today together.
Okay, never mind. Live and let live. I can tell you my advice as a friend, but I just know you wouldn't listen.
Thank you, finally. Now, can I tell you what I was trying to say before?
Fine, what?
The most recent chop 8-ball wisdom, I think, was trying to tell me something else and I just misinterpreted it.
How?
I work with this person and I really have a crush on him and I've been too scared to tell him, and I think the magic 8-ball has really been pushing me to like put myself out there and be bold and brave.
I still don't get what the chop has to do with any of this.
He does karate.
What the heck is wrong with you?
So I'm going to profess my love for him and tell him how I really feel.
I'm done. No more. I'm done.
What?
I can't be a part of this anymore.
What?
Because you don't care about anything I have to say, and you would rather take advice from a stupid 8-ball than your friend and your camera woman. So I'm done.
You're being selfish, and you don't know what it's like to be in love.
If you would have bothered to listen to me, I could have told you about the time that when I was bored and listened to the Magic 8-Ball and it blew up in my face and caused a whole bunch of drama.
I can make my own decisions about the 8-Ball. I don't need you and all your microwave-free almighty decisions to help me.
Okay, then I guess you don't need me at all. Good luck looking for another camera woman during the quarantine times. I'm done.
Emily, are you kidding me right now? Oh. Hey guys, so life update. My friend from work texted me and he has a girlfriend, so I guess I was too late on that, but I also don't have a camera woman anymore, so I don't know. It's gonna be a lot harder for me to make quality videos for you guys. We had a big disagreement. I'm sure you noticed, I'm sure you saw it all, but it's even harder not having her as my friend. I want to fix this, and I wish I had some advice that I could do to repair it all. What do you think I should do? Old time's sake, let's just see what it says. I don't know. It says shave your roommate's cat?
I wonder what that cat would say about those two if it could talk. Oh well, I guess we will never know. But something we can hear is feedback from our good DMs. For example, here's some that we got this week.
You'll find out why. I want to read you 3 quick verses. Proverbs 4:6 goes like this.
Hey Steven, can you put the verses on the screen when the local youth pastor reads? I can't open my Bible fast enough to follow along.
What a wise suggestion. Of course we can. And speaking of wise suggestions, I wonder what our local youth pastor has to say about all this wisdom talk. Let's find out.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We've gone ahead and assumed with this lack of activity, downright boredom, and unlimited access to the World Wide Web, it might be pretty timely to start talking about wisdom. And without further ado, let's get it. Growing up, every single time I left my house or my parents dropped me off anywhere, my dad always said, be a leader and make wise choices. I mean, my dad could have literally been walking me in 3rd grade to Sunday school. Dude would stop me outside the door and say, all right, buddy, be a leader, make wise choices. Like, as a 3rd grader, I'm gonna walk in there, get me and all of my mischievously inclined homies to go on some massive bender during Sunday school. I think not. Nonetheless, this saying has always stuck with me, especially when it comes to my relationship with Jesus. But here's the problem. Making wise choices is not easy. I believe that most people are trying to make the right choices. No one walks around trying to make choices that end up ruining their life. Maybe even this last week, you have made choices that are gonna end up ruining relationships with your parents. You might have made some choices that are gonna put distance between you and some relationships you care about because of some hidden sin in your life. And maybe made some choices that are gonna leave you anxious and even depressed. You see, making wise choices is a pretty big part of life, and it's definitely a big part of surviving quarantine well. But that's enough for me. Let's hear what God's word has to say about this. Today, we're gonna bounce around a little bit, but we're gonna start in a book called Proverbs. This is one of my favorite books of all time. Stay tuned and you'll find out why. I want to read you 3 quick verses. Proverbs 4:6 goes like this. Don't turn your back on wisdom, for she will protect you. Love her and she will guard you. Proverbs 4:8 says this. If you prize wisdom, she will make you great. Embrace her and she will honor you. Proverbs 19:8 goes like this. To acquire wisdom is to love yourself. People who cherish understanding will prosper. It sounds like God has a pretty high view of wisdom. I mean, these are really strong statements. Those verses say things like wisdom will protect you, guard you, make you great, bring you honor. Wisdom could even make you prosper. But I think I've made my point. We all know that making wise choices is really important. But the question is this: how do we keep our heads in the right place so in the moment we not only know, but believe that making the wise choice is the right thing to do? In Romans 12:2, it says this: do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good and pleasing perfect will. Dang. You see, there's 2 types of wisdom. There's worldly wisdom and there's godly wisdom. As Christians, we want to pursue godly wisdom. We want to know what God thinks. We want to know what his will is for our life or for the decisions that we have to make. These verses are crazy to me. It says that if we are committed to renewing our minds, we will be able to test and approve and even know the will of God. So if you're interested in knowing the will of God for your life, making wise choices, it's really important that we figure out how to actually renew our minds. But what does renewing our minds actually really mean? When I think about renewing our minds, I think about what is the stuff that I'm taking in and absorbing. So when it comes to renewing our minds and finding out the will of God, what is the Jesus-centered stuff that we are taking in daily. And to be honest, there's so many different ways that we can renew our minds. Praying, reading your Bible, serving the people around you, spending time alone with God, just being quiet. The list could literally go on. But today, I want to focus on one practical way that has helped me hugely in my relationship with God, and definitely when it comes to wisdom. This week, I want to challenge you guys to read the book of Proverbs. Don't worry, not all at once. The book of Proverbs is broken up perfectly to have one chapter for every day of the month. So look at whatever the date is and find that chapter in the book of Proverbs and read through that chapter until the end of the month. And it's written in a really practical way where you can apply it directly to your life. We need to be intentional about the way we seek out wisdom in our lives. And I would even say that we need to aggressively seek out wisdom in our lives. Because like I said earlier, making wise choices is not easy. And if we want to live a life that honors God, that honors ourselves, we've got to start taking this wisdom stuff seriously. So this week, take me up on my offer and start reading the book of Proverbs wherever you're at. And if you have questions, as always, feel free to reach out and hit us up on Instagram. We'd love to answer any questions you guys have. Wisdom is a must when it comes to this quarantine. And I want to leave you guys with this last verse, and hopefully you don't forget what it says. Proverbs 4:6. Don't turn your back on wisdom, for she will protect you. Love her, and she will guard you. That's it. That's all. Be a leader, make wise choices, and until next time, peace and love. Thanks, local youth pastor. Wisdom is one of my favorite topics to talk about. And now that I'm a dad, I think I'm going to need to come up with some good wisdom catchphrases to tell my son. One that I usually go with is, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And speaking of friends, how are you staying connected during this quarantine? Thankfully, we pay handsomely to keep a Connection Corner specialist on this retainer to keep this community's future squeaky clean and brighter than a smile in a toothpaste commercial. Colin, bake those biscuits.
Colin, what the heck are you doing?
I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do for the Connection Corner this week. This is my ritual to clear my head and gain wisdom.
Well, hurry up. Your fans are patiently waiting and I don't have all day.
What would be wise? To make me rush into this or to let me take my time?
Whatever.
What's up, my TikTok watching teens? I'm Colin and this is my Connection Corner. As usual, all the links I share will be on our Linktree website, which is on the screen and in the description. What a tremendous tree! The one and only IBS show that you are currently watching goes live on YouTube every Sunday at 6 p.m. Like! Subscribe! Thank you. My pleasure. If you're tuning in live, write in the chat your favorite piece of wisdom literature. Hit up our gram, formerly known as Instagram, to get all of our updates throughout the week and stay connected. It's the best place to communicate with us. Want to be famous? Post a picture with the wisest person you know on your Insta story and tag us. We'll hit you with a repost. If you're following our Instagram, you already saw mine. Stay woke! Instagram, kcstudents.ct. Don't forget the dot. My personal favorite way to get connected to our community is through our Breakaway and Edge Discord servers. It's an amazing place to chat with me and others in our community. Come talk about this show, ask questions, post memes, and play video games with your peers. Play some video games with me so we can seek wisdom together. Community. What gets better than that? Other than sitting in a hot tub, I got nothing. What are you waiting for? I have cool Fortnite skins. Join! Do you want to be a part of our most coveted item here at the IBS Show? Join our Minecraft server. I'm so proud you guys are flexing your creativity skills. I'm jealous. Message us on Instagram or Discord for the link. And always, last but not least, our Bible resources. Here you can find video teachings, parent cues, small group studies, and devotionals. Small group studies? Awesome digital backgrounds? Oh yeah! We have our amazing Zoom small group studies every week. My group had so much fun last week that we decided to meet twice this week. Spiritual multiplication. I am so thankful for them. As I said before, you can sign up for our small groups and find the rest of the stuff I just talked about on our Linktree website. Now it's time for your favorite part, my lifetime warranty wisdom smile. I'm not sure how I feel about this being my claim to fame. I guess I'll take what I can get. My parents paid money for this beautiful treasure. Make sure to take a screenshot of all the information on the screen while I do this and share it with your family and friends during this natural disaster. Thanks for joining me, and don't forget to get connected and seek wisdom this week. Deuces!
Wow, what an outfit. I wonder if his mom taught him how to dress like that. Or maybe he had some other influential person in his life that encouraged him to look like that for some reason. Honestly, it was probably a little bit of both. It takes a village, if you know what I mean. But sometimes the village has something really wise to say, potentially even life-changing, but for some reason, we still choose to ignore it. So we reached out to our volunteer leaders and asked them this question. What is the best piece of wisdom/advice that you wish you would have followed, but definitely didn't? Here's our top 5 fave.
Ladies, the biggest piece of advice I wish I would have followed in high school would be not to get a spray tan the day before prom. Here's why.
What's up, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. So a time that I did not listen to some advice that was given to me was when I was in 8th grade. It was Christmas and we were all at my cousin's house and he had just gotten one of those hoverboards. That was the big gift that year. So my mom's like, don't ride it, don't ride it, don't ride it. You're gonna fall off. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. So me thinking I'm the all-star, I get on this thing, I start riding around for about 20 seconds, and then I fall off, crack my shoulder, and then I'm in a sling for 6 weeks, and it happened on Christmas, and it was a bummer.
You know I love some good scripture. The 11th commandment.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the number one rule, the most wise piece of advice anyone could ever offer, chewing with your mouth closed, yeah, I never learned that one, and now I get yelled at every single time I eat a quarantine snack.
I was told not to jump off the back of a speedboat going full speed, but I did it anyway. First time it went great. Second time I landed and hit my head and kind of got a concussion, but here's the video of me doing it. Yeah, for the rest of the entire day, I literally had the worst headache ever. It was not great. I basically just sat in the boat and didn't want to do anything.
When I was younger, I was rollerblading around and I got some advice to not try and ride a bike while I was rollerblading. And I'm like, why would I not do that? It sounds awesome. Long story short, I ended up flipping over the front of the handlebars and smashing my face right onto the ground. And several years later, about 2 years ago, I actually was missing my front tooth for like almost a whole year.
Raise your hand if you'd like to go around for the next year missing one of your front teeth. Yeah, I didn't think so. Thankfully, we have all of our amazing volunteer leaders to learn all these things the hard way, so you don't have to. But it looks like it's time to wrap up this show. It appears that Tyler is doing one last drive-through cheat day before he starts up his weekly time to make wise eating choices routine. But before we go, we have something really special to announce for you guys. As we said earlier in the episode, we take your feedback suggestions seriously. Here's one that really stuck out to us this week. Dear Steven Tyler, we want to go deeper. Help us. Love, your thousands of fans. You asked and we answered. Starting on Monday morning, tomorrow if you're watching live, we are launching our Monday through Friday episodic daily devotional series called First Sip. Why are we calling it First Sip? Because we believe that the way you start your day can heavily impact the way that the rest of your day goes. So what better way to start off the day than with a hot cup of joe and some quality time with God? The show is going to be simple. One of us is going to read a chapter of the Bible with you, then give a minute of our spin on what stuck out to us, and then leave you guys with something to take it further on your own, like a question or a journal prompt. Think of it like a daily devotional book, but on YouTube. And like everything else we put out, the name First Sip has a double meaning. We picked that name because while we hope you enjoy sharing that first sip of morning coffee and spending some time in the Bible with us, we hope even more that you see it as just that. A first sip. We hope that it leaves you wanting more and sets you up well to actually go and dive deeper into your relationship with God. Like I said before, we're going to end each first sip with something like a journal prompt. So after you watch one, you can go grab a journal and get right to it. If you've never journaled before, that's okay. There was a time where I had never journaled before and I had no idea what I was doing. This was my first journal. Years later, it became one of the most valuable parts of my journey with God, and I have all of these filled pages to remind me of that. Here's a piece of wisdom. Start journaling. That one was for free. They even have Star Wars ones. And speaking of wisdom, our local youth pastor challenged you guys to read a chapter from Proverbs every day. So that's exactly where we're going to start. Now you don't even have an excuse not to do the challenge. We're making it so easy for you. So the question is, are you going to be part of this? Are you going to seek wisdom by jumping into God's Word with us? We're going to be here every morning, Monday through Friday, and we hope you will be too. But that's it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, sign up for virtual small groups, and don't forget to check out everything else we have on the link tree. That's all. We're done here. This isn't goodbye. See you on the internet.